They're getting close. The having one monolithic painted structure, it takes a lot of work, especially with all these contours. A simpler way to do it in the future might be like really nicely arranged solid wood for the front and back kind of accent panel, and then painting this central section. Not that we couldn't still paint the whole thing, but yeah, it's going to easily be like an extra $3,000 to get something like this. Maybe even more, but just to get it all done, get it sanded, get the wood ready, primed. It's a lot of work. And so I just want to kind of show you where we're at. It's close. I definitely want to update this rear panel on this next one we build. Do something really stylish. But it's close. I think I'm going to be spraying the first coat of surfacing primer that essentially just helps fill some of the porosity of the MDF, the Baltic. It'll get it ready for the black epoxy primer. Then we'll do color and clear. These are going to be sweet, dude. You can see right here we have the 2-inch thick rock wool that has some pretty aggressive angles cut. This is the only absorption really used in the transmission line. It'll help just avoid kind of random stuff bouncing around in there. And it also helps just with some of the pipe resonances that even though they're primarily taken care of through this secondary chamber. And there's absorption in there, which is behind the electrostatic panel. And we'll also have some absorptive material obviously placed behind the panel itself. I think the contour and the shape. I mean, this thing with 3D printed lens, the electrostatic panel, you can see where there's where the wire feed happens. So it actually feeds back, comes through, connects to the board. We'll have to figure out kind of what we want to use for wire. Maybe if you have some extra silver lying around, we could just do a nice 2-wire twisted silver feed on it. We'll get the inserts all in before we paint it. This one kind of went together a little bit cleaner. Not that it matters, you're not going to be able to see it, but this is the second one. You learn, every project you learn something new. So yeah, once this filler has cured, there'll probably be 1 or 2 more touch-ups with filler, just for little things here and there. Get all these edges eased, get this transition really good. I painted the inside of this back here black, but some of the initial kind of transition zones right here, we're gonna paint again after we get this main finish on. But overall, I'm really happy. The cabinets are solid. The front is solid. These are gonna be laser cut, tapped and threaded inserts that sit back here. I don't want to use any, not for the woofer, I don't want to use any kind of hanky-panky threaded inserts, which is what you typically see. A little bit of yeah, it's going to be sweet. We'll have some laser cut neoprene gasket for the woofer, laser cut neoprene gasket for the electrostatic panel. It's a lot of work. I mean, in the end, it's going to be worth it. But a lower cost option, lower labor option would be to do this out of a more exotic butcher block material, like a mahogany butcher block or a walnut butcher block or something a little more exotic. And then we could even reinforce it with some composite carbon material. So we're close. We're getting close. This is going to be sweet. But I can tell just by listening to the resonator, it's almost like with a cabinet design like this, it's a lot like listening to a seashell. Despite all the simulation and modeling and mathematical kind of computation to design the geometry, listening to it like a seashell, obviously with this plugged, gives, at least for me, because I've done it for so many years, it gives me a pretty good idea of exactly what the cavity itself is going to do in terms of augmenting the, so we're close. I want to start right away though on building another set. So I want to go ahead and get another set machined with some of the modifications that I've made in terms of assembly, and go ahead and just build another set and start getting some process design dialed in terms of how it gets assembled. Even this first one to that one, they're both going to be of the utmost quality, but that second one took me about a third as much time to get together. So I think building another pair or two would be key. Yeah, check this video out, Devin. I just wanted to kind of share what's going on. Right down here, this is the good stuff. This is why I built the booth. This is a really good primer, surfacer kind of combo. This is going to go directly over the wood. Then there's going to be a black epoxy primer, and then there's going to be a black base coat, and then there's going to be a clear coat. So there's a lot of shit to do. So get that business loan. I'll kind of get together some numbers, but we're definitely going to need, I don't think a crazy cash injection, but I think like another $1,000 considering the cost of all the paint. It's going to be expensive, and that doesn't even include the labor. But as we move forward making more of these, we'll get better at it. I'll get better at it. We'll save time, save money. All right, Devin.